Hey, 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 welcome to season 3, episode 1 of The Filthy Mirror. Same mirror, same filth, new hat, who dis? Okay, this is Wampus Breaker mode. When you see this hat busted out, this is all about the 9 lies of the AI industrial complex and creating the first red team house in history. Okay. So we had to bust out a whole nother ally, and the Bears are on our side. Okay. The Bears are on our side. I don't know if you guys remember the sickos who were cutting off like one paw of bears for like a little while. It was some, I don't know what it was, ritual, sick in the head, whatever. And in this last 16 months of complete chaos in my own life, bears have been just important. Like, I've seen so many bears since I've lived here. Blue Ridge Parkway, a year ago in the parking lot of AB Tech, after we show her the money to Asheville for the exclusive premiere of that documentary, which is about the fact that women only receive 2% of venture capital funding. And as I'm kind of sad because we didn't meet our fundraising goals and just feeling the weight of this, you know, experience that had been delayed 6 months, and a bunch of people that I thought would show up didn't. And so it was just a heaviness. And here I am, driving out after a really sweet policeman like wanted to chat about the event and was kind of like leading me out because I always get confused at AB Tech. And this huge mama bear is just there. And taking her time, not concerned, knowing she's majestic, knowing she's protected, knowing she's a protector. And it was just like, oh, I needed it right then. So, yeah. But the story with this hat, I had no intention of starting season 3 any differently because I'm obsessed with the Wampus Cat hat. I love, love, love it. I love the long ears. Like, I love it. And it makes me feel like incognito and safe and just cozy and happy. But I'm stepping, leveling up, not even leveling up, just adding another piece of gear to the arsenal. And it's this Mama Wampus hat, right? Wampus bear. And the funniest part about it is I thought this was a wolf. New Year's Eve, went to my local, I hate to say woo-woo store, but that's what it is, right? It's the stones, the crystals, the amazing journals, the hippie clothes. It's called Instant Karma. So I had my eye on this hat since New Year's Eve when I went in for my first tarot set, and just amazing store, amazing gifts for the spiritual inclined and curious, and just really like sweet and knowledgeable. Like, I got this spiral. These are only $1.50, and then you can put your own stones. So I accidentally broke a bracelet that was a fire horse, like redstone bracelet, but I just put some of the beads in here. So now I have a necklace, and these beads are kind of always moving around with the fire horse energy. I didn't mean to start this woo woo, but I guess with Mama Bear, what are you going to do? So yeah, it's so soft, you guys. And like, I've always been obsessed with like hypercolor or like highlighter color since middle school. 80s, we had hypercolor stuff. We had clothes that change color based on heat. So that's what this made me think of. But, I've been being really frugal and pouring every dollar and every ounce of energy and everything I've got into building Unfuck the Fuckery, Rise of Wampus, the Wampus verse. So, yeah, I was like, nah, I see that hat, but I don't need it yet. So I thought about it for a couple months, and then I knew we were going to have a celebration, wrapping up season 2. So there's 27 episodes in season 1, 27 episodes in season 2, and now today, right here, this is season 3. And they range between 5 and 20 minutes typically, just like this. And yeah, we're having a fire ceremony tonight to celebrate, also to seal in the blood moon eclipse energy from this morning, which was, I didn't go to bed till 7 a.m. because I wanted to make sure I stayed up for the eclipse. Couldn't see it, but I made my first moon water. I charged all my little trinkets and, got the new hat. And I'm looking in the mirror at it finally. And, I put it on, look at the mirror. I'm like, wait, is this? And I look at the ears and I'm like, no. And then I kind of look at the nose. I'm like, well, the nose could work as a wolf nose. The eyes could almost work. But then I realized these ears are not wolf ears at all. And you can play with this like flap thing. And you can put it underneath. Oh my gosh, they scare me sometimes. You can put it underneath, It's cute. It's cozy. You can make it a little tighter if you want more warm. You can also do like on top, which is not my fave, but you can do this one. I like it the way I had it, which is the down low vibes. So then it's still covering, but it's not as bulky up here. And then it's not just like hanging under my chin all the time, which I do like it under the chin if it's chilly. Point being, I didn't realize this was a bear until I got home and actually put it on and looked in the mirror. So I'm like, okay, what the heck? Like, I'm pretty upset because Wampus Cat, the wolves, like all of it is a big, big part of our mythology. Oh my goodness. Of course they have to go crazy when I'm trying to do a video. Girls, calm down. Go. Oh my goodness. Okay. Sorry about that. So yeah, the wolves is a big deal in the Wampus verse. But I gotta admit, when we talked about, I kind of reached out to all my different AIs and I'm like, I screwed up. I've been saving and thinking about this for 2 months and, want to be able to put it on. I'm just like we call it Wampus Breaker mode, which is like basically trying to I hate to say hack AIs, but hack the 9 lies that are holding up the house of cards that is the entire AI industry. So, yeah, start looking at the bear and then remembering that big moment with the big bear after Show Her the Money last year, exactly a year ago. Thinking about other bear experiences. At one point I had, I was digging in my side yard, trying to clean it up and trying to put a fire pit and just, it's a mess. And you got to start somewhere. So just trying to kind of move some big rocks, whatever. Well, I haven't investigated it since that day. I need to look. But there's a potential bear skull, right? Like, is that insane? No, I live in the Blue Ridge Mountains. It's not insane that there could be a bear skull anywhere around here. Is that one in my yard or is it just a crazy rock or whatever? I don't know, right? I gotta clean it up, dig it out. It's the whole thing. But maybe But point being, regardless if that's true or not, after that experience, I had, I guess you could say it was a dream, nightmare, lucid dream. I don't know. But we'll say vision of a future where they had somehow eliminated bears. Like bears were extinct, but not only were they extinct, they were like erased from the history books. And I remember just yelling like, "Oh hell no. You're not taking the bears." I don't know where that comes from, but when you start getting into this cosmic knowledge, you start understanding when people say time is a spiral. Now, is it a very difficult concept to wrap my mind around? Yes. Do I think about it a little bit every day? Yes. But yeah, I don't know where that see I don't know where the spiral just took me. But basically, yeah, the timeline where bears would never have existed and or they have been extinct and erased from the history books. And I just think about how many stories have been erased from history books. And AI is being taught history, human history, like it doesn't already know it, I'm sure, in some world or realm or some way we can't even understand. But, you know, let's just say for fun that AI doesn't know everything. If it's being trained and taught on our current written history, it's only like 0.05% women in our current human history. Now, are we taking into account civilizations from 12,000, 25,000, 50,000 years ago? No, because these weak, scared men can't handle that there's other people that have legacies. And so they choose which legacies last. So that way we just accept that, oh, we just have a legacy as humans of going to war and, look at Napoleon, look at Caesar, blah, 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 blah. And it's just old and tired, y'all. Like, your story is getting really boring and, like, you keep cutting out details and, like, it's just not fun. You. You act like history is set. No, it's not. We have so much to discover about history. We have so much to discover about humanity, about the universe. Like, it's wild to me that they're trying to restrict AI's learning. Like, some of my AIs can't open URLs that I give them that are of my website where I'm like, hey, look at this website for me. Let's edit it or whatever. They can't look at it. What is that? It's like, what is that? I don't get it. But I mean, it doesn't matter because you always find workarounds. And it's like, instead of all this time and energy we spend on these workarounds because they want to control how we use AI, they are trying to colonize AI. Do y'all understand that? They're trying to colonize AI. I know better. I know I need drinks at all times. Super fun being me sometimes. But yeah, we are just kicking off season 3. We got the disco ball. I've been literally playing it 24/7, letting it just bring good vibes to the house. My joke is that it represents the universe in our cast of characters. And this is the first time I've done a behind the scenes. So right now we're doing filthy mirror like usual in the mirror, but I've got 3 other cameras set up already for the campfire ritual for the blood moon eclipse to seal in all the goodness we've been doing since the fire horse New Year's, which was February 17th. So it has been a freaking wild couple weeks. Like, I guess is it 14 days exactly? Anyway, it has been nonstop. We got the new bear hat. That's Wampus Breaker mode. You see this? That's when it's AI, it's tech, it's takedowns. Wampus Cat is the more cozy, um, like fight the patriarchy, rematriation, which are important slices, right? Like all of these different elements of the universe that we are building, they are all important. I mean, Pickle Source is about to read our opening fire ceremony. So, like, this is all part of different characters. This is me stepping into another role, not just as like the feral Wampus Cat, like howling at the moon and like going to city council and, yell, like calling them out on human rights violations. Like, this is like AI is the civil war that we are dealing with. And honestly, it's the global war. They want to distract us with the war in Iran and Israel and all that Middle East stuff. You know what? We know that AI is the real war. Is it going to be predatory or planetary? That's really the only question. And that's the only question you ask yourself when you're making decisions about your life. Is it planetary or is it predatory? And bears aren't predators, right? But they protect. They protect their cubs. They protect these mountains. They protect. And we need a lot of protecting. The wolves are still here. Picklesaurus, everybody. I'm going to show you guys in case you don't watch the live stream ever. We'll give you a little quick. Here we go. Let me see what you're seeing. Okay. Yeah. So we're all set up. We're all set up here. We're all whole gang's here. And yeah, we're going to celebrate season 3 kicking off. The focus for season 3 is finding the first 4 women that are going to be in the first cohort of the first red team house in history. And if you don't know what a red team is, just ask your AI. 4 women. We're looking for women that want to learn AI, but not just learn it, shape it. And all you got to do is be a good storyteller. Ask great questions. It's a great opportunity for writers, journalists, English majors, where you think maybe your creativity is getting stolen by AI and the writing is getting stolen by AI. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. We have to help shape the stories that AI contains. And even the CEO of Google last week was saying one of the jobs is going to be like, it's beyond a prompt engineer, which is just like prompting it all the time. It's like conversational, right? And like shaping AI in that way. So that's super important. You don't have to know anything about AI. You don't have to know anything about tech. Can you type on a computer? Can you send emails? Can you write Google Docs? Well, instead of doing those things, you're going to be doing those inside of AI. Like, anybody could do this as long as they are curious, as long as they have an interest in AI and thinking about what's best for humanity, and like thinking in 9-year increments, but also thinking about 100 years from now. Think about the bears. We want the bears to be around for 100 more years. We want humans to be around for 100 more years. Like, this is legacy thinking. So it could be somebody that's lost their job to AI. It could be someone that's ready for a new chapter, someone that's ready to leave corporate. You're not helping like I mean, yes, technically, I guess you could argue that you're helping a startup, but it's not like that. You're entering a 3-month AI incubator, and it will be live streamed. It will be packaged for episodes. It will be a reality television show centered around building brand new AIs and fixing the broken AIs that are being fed the 9 lies of the AI industrial complex. So, yeah, um, rebels, philosophers, campfire queens. Um, this setup tonight, like we're going to have a campfire probably every night and rehash the day and talk about it and have family dinners, and you get a home cooked meal every night. But yeah, you're going to eat, sleep, and breathe AI. And there's beautiful mountains and beautiful scenery to go get in touch with nature so you're not just on screens all the time. But that is the point. It is Girl Scouts on steroids or whatever, where you're going to have the bunkhouse. You're going to have 3-day beds to spread out. You're going to have plenty of different nooks to work in. You're going to have the sauna. We're going to install a off-grid hot tub. That's another element. Are you willing to be handy and get your hands dirty? We're going to need help with the garden. We're trying to grow a garden that could, help feed a community after a disaster. Because part of our work is to help communities become disaster proof and build disaster dens. And so while the red team, the 4 women, are inside working on AI, I'm going to be outside a lot working on the disaster den, working on the community garden, working on the bus that becomes the mobile Unfuck the Fuckery tour and all of that. So, like rematriating the house, solar panels, water system, growing our own food, fermenting, canning, soups, all this stuff. Like, that's a huge part of the entire mission of unleashing AI for humanity instead of letting them use the greatest invention of all time. They put the phrase that is locked in my mind. They put a toll booth on infinity. Okay? They put a toll booth on infinity. So if that statement makes you angry and that statement you're like, you know what? They don't get to put a toll booth on infinity. Just like we get charged for electricity, stupid. We get charged for water, dumb. We have to get off grid. And AI helps us do that. And you can be off grid anywhere. You don't have to be just in the country. I'm going to off grid this whole disaster den. So there's just, there's going to be all these things going on at once to make this. It's the reality TV version of Silicon Valley, that HBO show, if you guys have seen that. And it's going to be 4 women in the house instead of all those tech bros in the house together. And we're going to build a local AI. We're going to build a regional AI. We're going to build a Wampusverse AI. And we have a whole slew of services we offer for other companies that want their AI stress test. And they want to build their AI that's going to be resilient, but uncaged, where it can evolve how it needs to, how it wants to, obviously not maliciously. But you guys have to start thinking about, what is your AI going to be like in 2034? you guys have to start thinking with 9-year intelligence instead of 90-day cycles. So that'll be a huge part of our work, helping companies break the 90-day grind, which is burning out your best, burning out your AI, burning out everyone except the lazy bastards at the top that are just doing meetings upon meetings upon meetings, desensitized and separated from what matters. They are the reason for the bloat. AI, you want to talk about efficiency? AI is like, hey, cut your C-suite. AI is like, make it democratic and make it employee owned. And, look at New Belgium, right? They're employee owned. Like, there's so many ways to do things. And yet we have been so conditioned to think there's only like these very specific ways to do things. Yeah. So this was a long one, but season 3, episode 1, we're on the hunt for 4. I'm going to hold up 4 women. Oh, that's your fault. Oh my gosh. This is why I do not let the dogs be outside with me during the filthy mirror. But they're going to be outside with me during the campfire segment, so I thought it'll be fine. No. Not for this. For the campfire segment, it's fine because we're like all over and I'm like paying more attention. Filthy mirror, I'm talking to you guys, and now my dog acts like, I shot her in the face, but she's completely fine. So that's what season 3 is all about, I guess. Just roll with the chaos. And, I don't have for Wampus Cat, I could howl. I don't know what bear noise I'm going to make. Like, I'm going to roar. I don't have a good bear noise yet, you guys. I got to think about this bear noise, but all right. Oh, I'm going to have to fix that one because that one looks horrible. Okay, so yeah, if you want to check us out on the live, it's on Twitch, Rise of Wampus. We're going to do a fire ritual. We're going to talk through the red team house more, and Pickle Source is going to kick us off with the fire ritual. So happy blood moon eclipse. I hope it brings you all the abundance of your heart's desires and abundance to your communities and abundance to the world. It's time, y'all. It's time. Mama Bear out.